Hey, what's up? Deepend here and welcome to my studio. As you know, I released my new radio single Be Yours about a month ago, and I got quite a lot of questions from people asking me how I usually transform a radio version into a club version. So today I'm gonna give you a little tutorial about how I made the club version of Be Yours. Let's go! So switching from the radio version into a club version turned out to be super challenging for this track. I made a lot of versions and it was quite a struggle, and it was mainly because of the vibe of the original song. The original is very uplifting, happy, easy listening, and this is mainly caused because of the key it's written in. It's written in G major, and the song is also very slow. So the original is written at 100 BPM, and usually for a club track you want to be at like 125, 128, something in between. Those were the two challenges for the track, and I started with changing the vibe of the vocal, and I did this by using the relative minor of the key. And I'm not a music theory genius, not at all, but what I know is that every major key has its relative minor key and the other way around. And what this means is that both keys share the same notes, but they start at a different root note, which makes them either a major or a minor key. And this enables you to easily switch from major to minor. So I used the relative minor key of G major, which is E minor. Then I started to pitch down the vocal because I wanted this old pitch down vocal effect. So I pitched down the original vocal 6 semitones. And ended up using the A sharp minor or B flat minor key for the club mix. So welcome to the project. As I said, I turned to the relative minor, E minor. I wanted to pitch down the vocal, so that's what I did. This is the original vocal.
I could be yours, and you could be mine, and maybe together we could waste some.
I warped it in Ableton using the Complex Pro algorithm. Turning back the performance down to 0 because I want to apply the pitch down vocal effect. So going from E minor to B flat minor, -6, ended up in this.
I could be yours, and you could be mine, and maybe together we could waste some time.
Already a way cooler attitude to it. I also came up with this chord progression. I usually take the piano as a starting point, as it gives me a good feeling of the emotion of the track, and I really like the darkness of the chords, and I think that could really work for a club track. What I then did was I bounced the vocal at its new key.
I could be yours, and you could be mine, and maybe together we could waste some time.
And then I decided that I didn't want to use the full vocal. It was possible because the vocal still works on a higher BPM. But I decided that I wanted to approach the club mix more as a dub mix. So I wanted to use as less vocal as possible, but still keep it recognizable as the club mix of Be Yours. So I ended up using a vocal chop groove with only actually the same starting point, like the I Can Be Yours. And that's the part you recognize as being the club mix of Be Yours. So how I made the vocal chop, it's actually a big trial and error session. So what I did was opening a new audio channel and just like grabbing parts of the original vocal, little bits and pieces like this. I'm just doing it super random right now, but it gives you an idea about how I did it. And then loop it on a kick drum to get the groove, and on the piano chords, and then just trial and error and figure out a cool groove.
I could be yours, and you could be mine.
Like this.
I could be yours, maybe together we could.
It sounds horrible, but that's the whole thing. It spent hours and hours finding the right groove. In the end, I came up with this groove.
I could be yours, no, wait some time, no, I could be yours, no, wait some time, no, cause life is a show, no, wait some time, no, I could be yours, no, on time. You can
So I really like this approach. Put a little Avox compression on it and some OTT to give it this aggressive compression and even a more vocal chopped up feel. So it sounds like this.
I could be yours. No, waste on time. I could be yours.
And then I wanted to give the vocal more attitude, and so I opened up vocal synth and ended up using the vocoder.
I could be yours. No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time.
So I ended up using the vocoder option. What I did was chopping up the piano chords that I wrote over here and chopping them up so that they are in the groove of my new vocal chop. And then it's basically just like trying some presets, editing some things here and there.
No, waste on time. I could be yours. No,
This already
waste on
gives
time.
way more attitude to the vocal. And then I wanted to emphasize the no in between the vocal more, like this part.
I could be yours. No,
I took only this part and applied a different vocoder to it, also with vocal synth. Like this. Some decapitator to make it even more crunchy. Applied some wider to get it like super wide in between the other vocals. And there's this crazy delay effect from vocal synth on it. Altogether, the vocals sound like this.
no, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time.
On the piano chords.
No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time. Cause life is too short. No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time.
So then I grouped all the vocals. I applied another vocal synth to give it a bit more attitude again.
No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time.
With it's like adding chorus, stereo. It's like it's just a bit cooler, I think.
No, waste on time.
Then I applied the RC20 retro. It's really cool on a group bus to blend the vocals together and to give them like some analog lo-fi feel.
No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time. Cause life is too short. No, waste on time.
Very cool. Then applied the FEP filter to remove the low frequencies. I applied some Valhalla reverb and a delay, the Echo Boy Jr. to put the vocals all together in a space.
No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time. Cause life is too short.
And then I wanted to switch up the piano chords. I like straight piano chords, but they are way too beautiful and emotional for a club track. I wanted to add more movement to it, so I started to rearrange the notes from the chords and came up with this little arpeggiator loop. It's a patch from Serum.
I could be yours. No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time. Cause life is too short. No, waste on time. I could be yours. No, waste on time. You could be mine.
So that's how I turned the radio version of Be Yours into the club version. Hope you liked it. If you have any more questions about music productions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And if you would like to see more content like this, make sure to click the link in my bio. Cheers!